Well, and yeah, all the like medicine ads kind of have that blue overtone to make everything look clean, and yeah. Yeah, and you can really notice it. You know, if they'd done it with some other color, it wouldn't have looked so inviting to take an Excedrin.
Do you guys remember the TV show called Cold Case?
Yeah, yeah.
They would come on and the colors would be normal and warm, and then they would take on the cold case. They'd find this, and then everything went blue.
Yeah.
Whites were blues until they solved the cold case, and everything
wonderful.
came back to warm colors again. Really, really ingenious. If you watch Breaking Bad, you'll watch his red shirt go from light red
to kind of maroon colors.
Just red, blood red through the entire season. Interesting stuff how they work with it. Great storytelling. All right, let's get into this thing here. And our first picture up here is by Catherine. Catherine is here. Hi, Catherine. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you today?
Good. This reminds me of those National Geographics when they'd get up in the hot air. Do you remember the shot of the camels, the camel shadows?
Probably, because I feel like this might have something to do with why I had to do this.
It's an incredible photograph. There's all these camels, elongated camels, black camels. And you think, what the hell is that? And then you realize it's early in the morning. You can barely make out the camel at the bottom of the shadow.
Right.
It's just beautiful.
I think that I've seen that picture, that kind of thing. And that is what inspired this for me. So first of all, speaking of color grading, as you can see from the comment there, this is completely changed from the original picture. I originally photographed it with my little Luma cubes and a little warming filter. I was thinking sunset or sunrise, early morning. But then after I got in, but then of course, because it was also Adobe week, I watched a lot of the Adobe seminar, which by the way was pretty mind-blowing, a lot of the stuff they're doing. But I was playing with all the new Lightroom tools, and color grading in Lightroom now is amazing. And so much fun to play with, and with the new masking tools and everything, oh my God. So Lightroom is this, I did use Photoshop in this as well, because I did apply a texture to this to try to get more of a sand feel. I am thinking I might want to play with also adding some, compositing this into some, like a desert scene sort of off in the distance there. Anyway, it's just a lot of fun to play.
I need to get another Q-tip in a little bit.
I like how we've got your subject, but the shadows dominate the picture.
Yeah.
Which is very cool. And Lens?
Do you want to know what this background is? It's in the next picture in the I'll show you. So I have been playing with just making these tissue paper backgrounds, and this is tissue paper over just a canvas board.
Nice.
And gluing them just to get, some fun and interesting different things. And you can, so I bought like 5 of these, and I have lots of different tissue paper. So I just thought, and I really like the color tones in this one. So you can play with the color tones. And I like how this kind of creates a light and shadow look.
Yeah, it's nice, nice giant texture to it. Nicely done, Kat.
Thanks.
Good job. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this one is Jan Wilding. Jan.
Hello.
Hi. Wow. That's exactly what I had in my head. That's it right there. The shadows define the object. Wow. And now is this looks like artboard that you're using?
It was just paper. It was just colored paper.
And what is your light source?
It's the speed light, one speed light directly opposite the camera.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you like this?
Yes, I did. Yeah,
It's fun, isn't it?
it is. It is indeed. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like we're all back in the 40s, just discovering that we can put a leaf on a piece of paper, you know, and then process the paper, and you get, oh, it's a negative of the leaf. And
Yeah.
it's fun. Yes, it is. That's really, really nice. What lens, Jan?
It was the zoom 24 to 85 zoom, but at about 70 mil.
All right, good. I like how you've got this block, by the way. I like this, the line that you've brought in here. This one sort of leads us to the other one, and this one cuts the line as well. And this one is just down in here. But I like your lines with it.
It took quite a while to get the bottle on the left-hand side just placed just right to intersect the joins of the paper.
And you got your bottles lined up, just this this square here to this. Really cool. Good job.
Okay.
Good job. Yeah, neat.
Thank you.
There's your, okay. Totally different than the last assignment. We're putting the light in real close and, you know, getting soft shadows, and then we do this. That's great. Love it. Love it. I have no idea what that is. What is this? Anyone know?
A sword.
It's a sword?
The final image is in another section. I think that's just the background. The final image is very good.
I didn't know what
That's
that
just
was.
the background. But the final image is kind of forward. It's not mine. I just know because I saw the final image.
There
Is
it
it?
Okay. Whose is this now?
It's mine,
Okay.
Dean. So I was using hard light. I wanted to get the texture. That's why I like hard light. So I'm trying to get the texture across the sword. So and the colors, because often when you do like a soft light, you get that white diffusion that comes across a reflection. So I'm deliberately using hard light on an angle here to try and get the colors of the sword and show the texture.
Okay. And this is very subtle use of hard light. We're not getting a resulting shadow from it. We're getting tiny resulting shadows from it, which is giving us this the sharp break in light here on the, I guess that's gold. Yep. And we're getting was this two lights?
No, it was just a single light from below.
Okay. So it's doing this and this?
Yes.
Huh.
It's why I like hard light. It does.
It
draws you from the top to the bottom.
Okay, you're shooting it straight across from the bottom, from up.
It's straight up from below.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we've got a sharp shadow at the top. It does have a feeling of being lit from the bottom, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of the sword in the lake kind of thing. All right, very cool. Let's go back and look at your behind the scenes shot, which is way back. Yeah. So you're shooting it against Mylar?
That's actually one-way mirror. I couldn't get a large enough mirror. That was a single thing.
Okay.
So it's just one-way stuff you put on if you wanted a mirror on your window, you know.
Okay. And the mirror then doesn't reflect because you're shooting light straight up.
Yeah, that's part of the trick with hard light.
This is a great illustration of why I tell people all the time, silver, shiny silver is not necessarily going to fill your subject unless you hit it with light. Where if this was a white piece of paper, right? Would it be white in the other shot? Absolutely. Whether you were shooting straight up on it, if the texture of the paper is a diffused texture, so it's going to show it. This one, if you don't have the angle of incidence, you don't have an angle of reflection. So if you're going to use a reflector, a silver reflector for your food shots or your people shots, make sure that there's light actually reflecting from it Otherwise, it goes black. Great example. Yeah, nicely done, sir. What is this? Is a sword? What kind of sword would this be?
It's the one of the quite late actually, 1846. So
Oh, so this is an actual old.
yeah. I collect swords.
Okay. And this protected the hand. Is that what the deal was?
Yeah. That's your main hilt there.
Oh,
What's called a basket hilt.
very cool. The sword selection would be a fun thing to shoot.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. I forgot to see the name on this one. Oh, it's over here. Jim Hill. Jim's got, I love the illustration of how if you have the subject close to the background, lights far away, you get a perfectly sharp shadow. And as soon as the subject starts moving away, it gets softer and softer and softer. Nice composition, Jim. You're balancing the items with the shadow. That turned out really good. Jim, are you here? He's not here. Nicely done, Jim. It's like a, yep, single light, driving it back. Good, really good. Oh my, okay. This is Diane McMillan.
Good morning.
Good morning, Diane. Wow, yeah, this is so cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's I take it a speed light or a
Yes.
speed light?
Yes, a speed light.
Well, you added an extra little element by putting that right across the bottom there, didn't you?
I did. I was trying to emulate like a table that the shadow was sitting on.
Yeah.
Plus I was wanting to just cut the vase in half, you know. I love playing with hard light. I mean, that to me, that's what photography is light. And I adore hard light.
That's it's just a beautiful composition. There's so many things going on in it with your
Thank you.
composition. We have no idea what we're looking at here until we see it down here. We see the shadow gives this thing the dimension. Otherwise, it could be an ashtray.
Right.
And putting the little black horizon on it here, right through the dead center of it, gives the picture tension, real tension. That's a great shot.
Thank you.
Good for
Thank
you.
you.
That's a great shot. I like that. Great
Thank you.
idea. Well executed. You can't get any better than that. Is this what is this, paper or vinyl or?
It's painted plywood. I used to do like water drop photography, and my husband made a little stand that I now use for other things. If you go to the next picture, you can see that this was basically my first flat lay shot, because I always love looking at it, but I'd hate taking the time of setting my camera and my tripods, and I'm just kind of a lazy photographer. So anyway, I did do it for this, and I'm probably going to be addicted now to shooting at this angle.
A lot of people love shooting lay flats. They get addicted to it.
I can see that.
Yeah. I had a whole bunch of them in my book way back in the 80s, but we had scaffolding, because we'd actually go up on the scaffolding with we had a 12.5-foot camera stand. So
Yeah.
we take it all the way up, and you'd have to lean way over the scaffolding to look through the back of the 8x10, like
Yeah.
this. That was always fun.
You didn't have the little flip up mirror, the back of the mirror either at that point.
No, it was leaning. We always hoped that our insurance company wouldn't come by when we were shooting something from hanging off paint scaffolding, shooting in the back of a camera. So yeah, really well done.
It's very fun.
Yeah, fun shot. Real, like I say, great idea. When you take a great idea and you execute it well, that's the best.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to me to have you say that.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you.
Can you turn the air off? It's freezing me out here. Thanks. Carl. Carl there? Carl here? That's a very cool old, I guess this is a new amp, right? Made with old tubes and stuff. How very cool that is. I'm wondering, okay, I guess it's the highlights here. That's the hard light here. Okay, up on there. All right, so that's it. We're not getting a hard shadow from this, so because that is being filled in, I think, from the background. Sorry about the background noise, folks. Oh, I like that. I like it, Carl. I'm not really seeing the shadow from the hard light. Okay, that's what it is. There's so much fill that you're filling in the shadows there. Okay. I'd like to see that, Carl. I'd like to see it without the fill and let these shadows, maybe lower the light and blast the shadows up on the wall. It'd be really cool from that unit. Nice. Oh, okay. Floating. Bob Royer.
Hi, Don.
Hi. Wow. The dimension that's created is really fun. It's like almost like you don't know what these are. Then you get the horizon there and the shadow going back. Very cool. Are these on threads?
Yes, they are. And I know you're not supposed to shoot with the light behind the camera, but I couldn't think of how to do it otherwise.
Yeah, if you're gonna do shadows, you put the light where the shadow goes. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're going for shadows, you have to create shadow from where you need to put it. Yeah. Wow. And again, making sure that the light came through that one for this shadow sets all the rest of them up. If you hadn't done that, we wouldn't even know what these were, You created the premise here and then created a really cool thing up there. What light are you using?
It's just a speed light, Godox 860 or whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. How long did it take you to do this?
Well, the whole assignment, I tried some other things first, but it was about 4 hours at least.
Oh, wow. Yeah. What are those?
I think they're just the ornaments.
Oh, like Christmas ornaments? Old-fashioned Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. I like the angle that you chose, though. We've got definite separation. You could have gone a smaller angle and put the shadow like back here, but then that would be confusing. This is like we created a whole different universe here.
I was surprised at how little, if you move the light just a little, how much it affected where the shadows were.
Yes. Because that light is such a point source. So you do that with a softbox, it doesn't make that big a difference to the background shadow. But when it's a point source, yeah, each degree is going to be visible. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Fun. Oh, wow, color. This is Bonnie.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Bonnie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Look at that view. That's just really great. Where did you get the bottles? That's the first question.
At different places. I kind of collect those.
Okay.
I have a little garden window in my kitchen, so I just have a bunch of those in my window.
Collect it over time. Okay. So you didn't go out on Saturday morning and find a bunch of colorful bottles.
No, I didn't.
Well, once again, this is a perfect example of we don't know what these are until we see the shadows. The shadows define the subject so beautifully. Speedlight?
Sunlight.
Oh, sunlight.
Yeah. And I took some shooting straight down, and then at the end, because that was my original idea. And then at the end, I decided, since I had it set up, I'd do a little bit of an angle, and I wound up liking this one better.
I do like this angle. I think this is cool. It's like we're coming from behind in a way,
Yeah.
Now, do you have anything on the top? What is lighting? Are these corks?
Those are corks. Yeah.
Oh, so I thought for a minute they might have been gold. I was wondering how they were being reflected, but they're corks. So they're fused.
And then that red bottle has a little bit of gold paint that's wearing off on the top.
Very cool, Bonnie.
Thank you. And yeah, those are different bottles. I almost forgot to take a behind the scenes. So I didn't want to drag all my bottles back out. So I just took a couple out. But that's the exact setup. I climbed up on the ladder and the sun shining through.
Yeah, always be careful with ladders.
Oh, yes.
Got to lean way over there to get on top of it. Yep.
Yeah. Well, I do have the flip up screen on my camera, so that helps.
All right. Yeah, that's beautiful. And lens?
It was a 24-70 at 70 millimeters.
Great composition, by the way. You're spacing from here to here and from side to side, this space here and this space here, all being so uniform. It just sort of locks it into the middle of the page. I like that.
Well, thank you.
Excellent. Oh, this is clever. So until I get it wrong, where is it? Where'd it go? Come here. Come back here. Ilona.
Hi, Dawn.
Hi, Ilona. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. I love this. This reminds me of my famous fork shot. This does not look like this from this angle. You reveal to us what it really looks like.
Right. Yeah, there's some debate exactly what it is. I thought it was milk frother, but somebody suggested it's probably egg beater. It's kind of old, rustic. I have another picture in the comments of it in a color, so that might give you a little more clue.
If my memory serves me, it is an egg beater. It's not a whisk, because the whisk would have the whisk coming down. My mom had a set of these things. She had like 3 of them. This is a little bitty fan that spins down here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's the little handle that you turn for the wheel, and then at the bottom it spins.
Yep. I think it's an egg beater because it's delicate. And then she had one with a whisk on it. And then she had one with like a twirling thing for making whipped cream,
Oh, okay.
doing that. So yeah, this is great. I love this. Where did you get the tool?
One of the thrift shops I went to about a month ago, and I liked how it looked, so I just grabbed it. I didn't know what I'm going to use it for, but I figured it will come handy one day, and it did.
Yeah. What are the little things here going on with the light here? That's kind of cool.
That's the effect I got from the boom that I used. If you look, I have a whiteboard to fill in the light a little bit, and this is what it did.
Oh,
so I have a snoot.
You got a
so it added dimension to it, which I liked.
It's a graduated snoot. That's what's going on here.
It's one of the snoops that has the grid in it. Yeah, at the end, I have the little grid, like concentrate light. So that's what I used.
1, 2, 3, 4. I think these little ribs here correspond with the step downs here.
Oh, okay, I didn't think about it.
Yeah, I think they're getting, what brand is this snoot?
Oh my goodness. I just got it on Amazon for like $20.
Yeah, I think
I would have to look it up.
there is the problem, because it's
Okay.
not a good snoot because it does this.
Mm.
It's not good, but it's cool.
Yeah, it gave a nice effect for sure.
This could also be the grid.
Okay.
That's what it is. It's the grid. You got a grid spot in there, right?
I do.
It's the grid. The grid's showing. All right.
Okay.
Be really
I
careful with that grid on the snoot.
Sure.
Be really careful. Snoots are not
Okay.
designed to have a grid spot in them. That's kind of it's like a thing that started happening. People thought, well, I'll take this grid and I'll put a soft thing diffuser over the front. That doesn't do anything. You just change the grid to a softbox. But then they started putting grids on the front. The grid on the front of a snoot is designed, if you can picture it, it's really not designed for light. It's designed to keep the front of the snoot from being seen. So you've got a setup and you've got the snoot coming in from the side here, just a little bit of an angle facing the camera. So now your camera's sitting here and you can see the light. So you get this big flare, right?
Right.
The grid is meant to help hide that. So you can't see the front of it. The grid is hiding it. It's like barn doors on it. That's what the grids are for when you put them on soft boxes and stuff. They're really to keep the light from coming back to camera. That being said, that's kind of a cool effect.
Right, because otherwise it would be way too plain. It would need something to it.
Yeah, you'd have to put something in front of it as a cookie or something. So that's the neat thing. There's nothing ever really, there's no wrong way to do anything in photography. There's just, your way. So as long as you know what the tools do, then you can do anything you want with them. Very cool. Now we know how you shot it, but I don't know how you got up there to shoot it.
I climbed on the table.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a ladder tall enough, so I had to climb on a table, and then I held the camera basically having the little back screen up and held it all the way up to the ceiling because I used a 100mm macro to just get closer to it. So it's been a little tricky.
Okay.
And I composed, I think, 3 different images together to make sure that I have whatever I wanted in like sharp and focus.
Very nice. I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer here on my class, shooting tabletop. If you hurt yourself or fall out of a window doing a lay flat or something, not my fault. Thank you.
Thank
Really
you.
nice shot.
Thank you.
All right. Now what is, I see this behind the scenes shot for Christina.
Hi, Don.
Hi. Okay, so this is the shot.
Yes.
That's really cool. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Let's go back here.
Well, I was doing all kinds of glass and pretty much everything everybody's been working on. And then at the last minute, I found that upstairs. It's just a piece of metal. And I wanted to do something abstract because I never do anything abstract. So started shooting the light through it, and that's where I ended up.
You're shooting the light this way and then taking a picture of the result on that side?
Yes.
Okay.
The camera is aiming straight down at it. So I caught just the bottom of the picture is just catching the end of the metal, the bottom of the metal.
Got it.
So you're looking up from the top, and that real dark part in the middle are those glass squares.
These.
Yes.
Neat. That looks green, but it's coming out blue. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
All right. Oh, I like that. Like I said, it's a total abstract. It just very cool. That's very cool.
Thank you.
And what is this? This is your light source?
Yes, it was just a small LED tap light. I was using two regular handheld flashlights, and that one gave just a nicer feel to it, a softer feel than the flashlights.
So I love the red here, picking up on that, and then the blue in here, how it's blowing out here. Really clever.
Yeah.
Make an absolutely great shot.
Thank
Put it
you.
on the wall. Print it on metal.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good idea.
Beautiful. Nicely
Thank you.
done. Yep. Yanis,
Hello. Hello, Don.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Look at that, beautiful. Now you've got a flag. This is a flag, and this is close. This is a flag far away, correct?
Yes, it's a bit far away. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that from BDS.
Yep. Yep. So the close flag gives us a sharper line here, getting soft, and the farthest flag is a little bit softer. Plus, we have some depth of field.
I wanted that sharp edge, like a door opening that has the sharp line, and the other one is the feathering. How's
The
feather?
the fun, the stuff that separates good work from great work is the attention to detail like that. You know, creating and having this light come right up into that area there, come right through it, breaking right through it. The little corn nuts or whatever those are, slightly breaking into that shadow there. Really,
that's
really
that's the tea, actually.
Oh,
the flower there, that's the tea. It's called mountain tea. It's very nice.
Yeah. It looks like a very wide angle lens because of the shape of the light, but it's not a very wide angle lens because of the shape of the items. Probably a 50-ish.
Yeah.
Normal lens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 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 And you created this very quick, horizon drop off like a 28 would do, or 24 with the light. It's really well done, to be honest.
Thank you. Thank you, Don.
The upside down flame is cool.
No.
What is the light, Giannis?
The light is a snoot.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, it was a bit difficult in mirroring. I had a mirror a couple of times from very highlights to very dark shadows to give the best contrast I could maintain there. Yeah.
Don, can I ask a question to Janet?
Sure.
Janet, I noticed that the light in your after and how you did it looks a little bit yellow. Is that a tone, or is just the monolight that looks yellow?
No, that's the modeling
light. Put a
light.
yellow filter.
That's the modeling light.
That's
I used my camera. I didn't flash the light when I took the BDS. I just lowered the shutter speed and balanced it with the ambient light just to see the light where it's coming from. That's the modeling light from the flash. It's not the gel.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very nice, man.
Thank you, Don.
Is that one of those little inexpensive flashes?
No, that's too expensive.
Okay,
that's handsome.
Okay, that I was just gonna say, it's either one of those cheap ones you can get, like Jinbei from eBay, or it's a Hensel that very few people can afford. And it's the second one, it's the Hensel. Yes, right.
Yeah, it's very expensive, that one.
Yeah, but some of the best lights made. Some of the absolute best lights made. Beautiful job.
Thank you, Don. Thank you, Don.
Oh, we got a hand reaching in there. Look at that. Lawrence Kelly added the drama. Very cool.
Hi, Don.
Hi. We can see the flowers. They're giving the shadow. We cannot see the hand. How did you do that?
Well, I used two lights and I composited the photo. So
Got
I
it.
put one on the right for the flower, one on the left for the hand, and then I put the shadow of the hand into the flower picture. So I just wanted to have shadow coming from both directions to kind of add a bit of unease.
Yep, absolutely. There's a lot of tension here because, you know, we don't know, you know, what we're looking at. We go, oh, those of them, but we know that the shadow is coming from here, and we know that hand should be right about there in the picture, and it's not. Wow, very cool.
Yes. Thank you.
And you still have a rotary phone.
Yeah, I used to have an antique shop, so I've got all these things laying about now, but I still work.
Very nice. What's your lighting source?
So it's two 400-watt Jinbei. So I've got the cheap version.
There we go. We go right from the Hensels to the Jinbeis.
Bare bulb, and yeah. So I am kind of at an angle, so I get the light from the ceiling, and I also get the hard shadow.
Yes. I have a little teeny black Ligio, I think it's L-I-G-O or L-I-M-O, Limo. It was $39 on eBay. I bought it 5 years ago. It still works.
Yep.
Gives a very nice light as long as I've got it behind a scrim or something. Gives a very nice light. If it's a bare bulb flash, it's kind of ugly. It's kind of harsh the way that the little reflector is. But, you know, man, to be able to have a flash that you could use for $39 is pretty nice. It's not very powerful, but it's more powerful than my speed light by about a good, by a good stop. So
yeah, I like them, and they're pretty light as well, so it suits me too.
Yep.
So
yeah, if you're bouncing it into the ceiling, it really doesn't matter.
yeah.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Really nicely done. Really fun. We got our marble shot here from Dan Splain. Dan, they're sitting on a cloth that gives all kinds of texture in here. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a piece of felt.
Felt, okay.
And those are about 100-year-old marbles. Well worn by kids.
God, those are really great. Those are really great. That's real
simple
old.
snoot, you know.
Just
a snoot, maybe 4 feet away. I don't have it behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Just a snoot on a speed light?
On a flash head, you know.
Okay.
White light.
Yeah, man, I like it.
I like the abstraction of it.
Yeah. You've got the 4 balls up here giving us the 4 reflections down. And then this one, you actually continued on with this one. It's a different shade to it, which is kind of neat. So we end up with 5 shadows, but one of them is pulled in by that. We always get tension when one thing is different than the other things. You know, that's really nice. I like the highlight on this as well. Yeah, these are really old glass marbles, huh? Wow.
And I spread them differently, and I like the way that one kind of overlaid the other one.
Yep.
Not quite symmetrically, but and also the way the 4 shadows have the 4 different color tones or shapes of the highlights.
Yeah, really fun. Nice. Yeah, and again, these are just round, almost flat color until we see the reflection, then we instantly know that they're marbles. Take away not the reflection, the shadow. Take away the shadow, they could be buttons, correct?
Yeah, right. Same.
Take away the shadow, they could be buttons. They could be little flat curved things. Very, very nice there, Dan.
Thanks, sir.
Oh, lens?
100 millimeter. F14.
Cool. This is a shadow. Is that a colander?
It sure is, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you said you wanted hard shadows. And
Yeah.
I thought, well, damn, I'm going to give him hard shadows.
You did. Where is the light coming from?
It's coming almost straight on to the colander, and then the camera's off in front of it a little bit on the side. And yeah, I did it with it's against a black background, and I did it with a gel and a gel and a grid and a little grid that just fits over the flash thing, and some barn doors that just fit on the flash thing. It's a round flash. It's a flash point flash.
So this item is hanging over here somewhere?
Yeah, it's just this little thing that lets you hang stuff off of it. Yeah.
Well, that's a damn shadow, all right. Wow.
Oh, this assignment was so much fun. I mean, I tried everything under, you wouldn't believe, there's another one out there that I want to ask you questions about, but gosh, I tried it with a cactus going up the side of a wall like the Daisy did in the other one, and I tried all of it. It was really, really fun.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's really fun. That's really, really a clever shot. And then adding the color in the back.
Yeah.
You know, you look at it and you go, okay, now what am I looking at here? You kind of think, yeah, there's something going on here. That is really, really clever. Look at that.
Thank you. That was fun.
So you're shooting this part of the paper over here. Or no, you're shooting down here.
Yeah, see, here's the, right, I'm pointing, that's not helping you. Yeah, the cameras, and the light's going straight through the colander, or almost straight through the colander.
That's so cool. And your angle of the colander to the wall is so even that we don't have that getting softer on one side, you know, closer to the light. Everything's the same distance from the light, so the shadow is sharp all the way through. A little soft down here, but that's really cool. Love it.
Thanks. I fussed with it a lot.
Love it. I love the fact that you that's a great idea, well executed. Love it. Good job. Good job. Well, I like this too. Whose is this? This is Michael York.
Michelle.
What's that?
Michelle.
Michelle. Okay. I think the voice goes with the name better. Michelle. So we'll go with that. I love this. I love this is window light. It's real window light, correct?
It is window light, yes.
I really like that. You take away the shadow, you take away the drama, right?
Yeah.
The shadow makes the drama. And I think that's something that a lot of photographers, especially, you know, coming up of age, basically as a photographer online, where there's always this massive anti-shadow, got to get rid of all the shadows. And I don't think we have to get rid of all the shadows. I think we know we have to learn how to control them, but we also have to understand that without shadow, we don't really have light. That it's them working together, and the great soft patterns of light up here and on the background, and then to have it go right through there where the glasses are. It's really, really cool. Now, was this something you saw in your head, or was this something you saw out of the corner of your eye, so to speak?
No, it's something I saw in my head, wanted to try.
Very nice.
I've seen people do just glasses on their own, and I thought, no, I'll put them on a book. And I tried to get, obviously I've got blinds on the window that's behind.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to obviously get the light going across and place the glasses in that beam of light to get the shadow.
How long did it take you to get
it took me quite, because I set it up one day, and obviously we're in the UK and we're in winter now, so it kept going dull. The sun kept going behind a cloud, and so I gave up in the end, and I left it. The next day it was still dull. So yeah, eventually I got it. The sun come out, and I thought, right, I'll get that photo done.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah. While it was dull, I tried like Jodie. I tried several different things. I did all sorts with flashes. yeah, I enjoyed that. I did a bulb, light bulb, shadow, and you did an egg and all sorts. Tried various things. It was really good fun.
This is
Yeah, but I was determined to get this one with just natural light.
I love it. I love the determination of it. It turned out to be a very nice shot. There's a lot of story in this. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Like a lot. Yes. Oh, and we have one by Jody Ellis.
Oh, this is one, I just put it out there because I didn't understand, I couldn't get, you see those little stray light trails that are hanging out of the shadow on the sides of the shadow of the glass?
These?
Yeah, well, right on the outside of it. You know, that the edge
Here?
of the glass comes, yes, those. How do you get rid of those? I worked so hard, I could not get rid of them.
I don't even know how the hell you got them, Jody. So, wow. How, was this a long exposure?
No, huh? It was just a light through a kind of a tunnel I made out of black board, and I liked it because the rim of the glass was a reflection.
Yeah, it's doing all kinds of.
But I couldn't figure out how to get rid of those things, and I thought, well, I could do it in Photoshop, but that's cheating. So I thought I'd ask the expert here, and now you don't know.
It's refracting off something in the glass here. Up here.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be refracting off the rim of the glass?
Well, I think that's this.
That's the circle.
Yeah, that's what I meant. But what's the other thing?
It could be, you've got your light to the behind, right?
Yeah, right.
You got light coming and hitting the inside of this.
Oh,
hitting
okay.
the inside of this, and then this is lighting up imperfections in the glass, possibly, and it's refracting outside the glass. I've never seen anything like that. I think I might.
Jody, is that glass etched?
It's just a little Russian tea glass, and it wasn't expensive. I don't think it was etched. I think it's, you know, just a poured.
Is it cut?
No, it's not a cut glass. No.
Wow. It's,
I mean, it's poured glass versus, you know, cut glass looks different. It's sharper. This isn't like that.
You might want
know what it is. So sorry, that is focus caustic, right? That's what it is. There's nothing but focus caustics in there, meaning focus specular lighting.
Yeah, it's out of focus.
Because when you do this in computer graphics, you can replicate this very consistently in computer graphics, and you'll get exactly the same result using ray tracing. So it's exactly the same effect that you get.
So I didn't understand that. What's a photocost? I don't know what that is.
Focus caustics is focused light that's transmitting through a media. So it's going through glass, going through water. When light passes through the media, it gets focused when the waves of the media are heightened, meaning it's amplified. So if the wave is up, right? If you imagine a water, if the waves are amplitude, it's high, the water gets focused. I mean, the light gets focused, right? That's why you see this specular patterns on the swimming pool. So if the light is focused, we call this caustic. Now, if it's focused so much, you're gonna get bright stuff like this. It's very much intense. It's a lot more intense than the original light.
Yeah.
This is what's happening here.
Yeah. And it's going out of focus here because of depth of field.
Yeah, must be.
It's just spreading a little bit. It'd be interesting to take this and fill it with water. Okay. And see if this still happens.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
Because it may break the refraction.
Right.
Very interesting. Well, very cool, Jody.
Hey, well, thank you guys, both of you. Thank you very much.
If you ask other people and you cannot find an answer to this, I would take it to the local Catholic church and have them do some sort of, you know, actually being possessed. So I'm just saying.
It's an exorcism.
Exercise the glass. Very nice. All right. Oh, beautiful shot from Patricia Keegan. Hi,
Oh,
Patricia.
sorry, I am here. I was finding the button to unmute.
You know what I love about it is the visual trick you're playing on us. You've turned the glasses so we cannot see the handles.
Yeah.
And then we see the handles down there. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So they start life as a bottle and then they become a fireplace starter thing. Anyway, yeah, that's really nice. I love the colors. Good use of color, blue in the back, yellow in the front. Yep, that's kind of smooth transition. Yeah. Simple background. What did you use for a light there, Patricia? Oh.
Sorry, I don't have it behind the scenes because I was messing. It's a continuous light. I had trouble getting a reflection from the flash, so I'm not quite sure what I was doing with the flash that was wrong. I was getting very little shadows. So I don't.
Maybe too slow, too close.
I tried to have the flash around the same distance that I put the continuous light, but I just didn't seem to get shadows. I don't know what I was doing wrong. So I ended up using a continuous light. I wasn't sure if the flashes were too weak or whatever the word is for flash.
Maybe there's the flash is spilling all over everything and adding ambient light to it.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I ended up going with the continuous light, although I had intended to use flash for this one just because I wanted to try something different, but I ended up with continuous light. I said, I can see the shadows, so I'm going to photograph them.
And you've got the great little splashes of light coming through here, adding that little fun spot to it. What is the lens on this?
It was a zoom. I think it was around 26 millimeters.
Okay, and you're on a Micro Four Thirds?
But it's a crop, so that'd be what, 35 maybe.
Okay. Yeah, that's really nicely done. You spent the time it took to get it right.
The one thing I was wondering, well, there was two things I was wondering about actually, if you don't mind me asking. Over on the very right, you can, there's kind of like a soft other shadow. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't sure, was that coming from the lip on the glass things, whatever they are? Because I don't know what they are. I got them in the charity shop, so I don't know what they are.
The light that you're using, does it have a silver bowl around it?
It probably would have done, yeah.
Yeah, that's coming from the light refracting off the edges of the bowl.
Right, okay.
If you take the bowl off, you'll actually get a sharper edge to this.
Right.
That reflector is designed to bounce light, and so you will get a secondary.
Yeah, I was kind of stuck with the light that I ended up using. And the other question was just the way the blue kind of is coming at the top is coming just out of the shadow or whatever. It's probably some sort of refraction or something. It's spilling out at the top.
Right there.
No, just below it. Yeah, there's a bit of blue light kind
right
of.
there.
Yeah. I was.
That's
it just appeared, so I couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah, it's just the glass. So there's an anomaly in the glass that's just kicking it out that side.
All right. Yeah, I thought it might be something like that, but I wasn't sure. So I wasn't sure there was something I was doing. But
yeah, good job.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice shot. Arnold.
Hi, Don. Hi, everyone.
Lots of shapes here.
Yeah, this is my third image. Actually, I did not initially not want to do shadows on a horizontal surface. So I tried a vertical surface first. So you can see that on the comment, and that's not too cohesive. So I had to try for a third.
And you're playing a little bit of a trick on us here with shadows coming from this side and a shadow coming from this side down here. I think you're using two lights, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am using two lights and I have two flags.
And the light coming this way, and you're actually splitting the way the light is hitting this dish under here and under here. Are you using grids or focus spots, or what are you using to keep the light that clean right in between them here?
Oh, I just use a 5-in-1. You can see it in behind the scenes.
Using a 5-in-1?
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, okay. Just blocking it off.
So yeah, I mean the two lights are in on the other side of each of the the 5-in-1s to block it off. So yeah, that light and the other light is on the other side that you can't see. There you go. Yep.
Yeah, very cool. What a really fun thing to do, Arnold, because you put this in your portfolio and you show this to someone. At first they go, oh, the nice shadows. And then it takes about a second and a half to go, wait a minute. And that's when you can do it as well as you've done it here. So beautifully combined, not two exposures, single exposure. That says something. We were talking in class earlier class, talk about where commercial photography, the question was, what kind of stuff do we show art directors? And I say, if to show them the most creative stuff you can do, because when you get the job, you're going to be doing something that's not terribly creative 9 times out of 10, but it's technically they're going to want to push technically. Just talking about liquor shots, I picked up a magazine here on the coast, had a bunch of, it was a high-end lifestyle magazine, a lot of full-page ads for different kinds of whiskeys and rums and stuff. And I would say 9 of 10 of the shots was a picture of the bottle, like on a black background or a white background. Now, I know that the photographer who showed their portfolio to the whiskey client was showing them very creative stuff. But it comes time to shoot the bottle, it's going to be shooting the bottle on a black background. And then the technique of making sure every little bit of line is done, all that label is perfect, is where it is. So we have to walk a double line. We have to be as creative as we can, showing work to our clients so that they remember us, but also keep in mind that sometimes when they hire us, the work isn't going to be that creative. This is the kind of shot that catches a creative's eye.
Okay.
Yeah, makes them remember you. Except that when you were shooting, if you were shooting for the company who makes the bowl, the account executive who got a degree in marketing from somewhere would be going, you can't have 2 shadows. That's not right. That's when you get to exercise the other one amazing thing that we have to have as commercial photographers, and that is controlling the urge to strangle the art director. We're gonna have an 8-week course on that, just different things you can do, pound your fist and things like that. Anyway, I like this. Whose is this?
That's me, Judy.
This is a bell. This is a bell, Judy?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Glass bell. A Goodwill $1.99 find.
Yep. And what are you using for light back there?
Speed light.
Okay.
It's about 6-7 feet back.
Okay. I'm going to be really picky because it's a really good shot. Be really picky.
All right.
Center that.
Is it
When
tight?
you're doing this and you're presenting us this horizontal with these graphic lines coming down. You see that? And
yeah.
Dead center.
Oh, good. I'm off a little bit. Yeah.
Yep. And then when you line your camera up, this thing will come down straight because right now it's coming down at an angle.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Probably something you could fix if you can't reshoot it. You could probably warp that in Photoshop. But
I kept pushing it over. I was using the guidelines on the grid of the LCD, and I kept adjusting it, and it kept looking the same.
Yeah, it's a challenge. You're blocking this off, I imagine, with 2 pieces of card back here.
No, not back there. It's just on the sides. It does extend a little bit past the table, the end of the table. just a little bit.
Okay.
It's really far forward, the
Yeah.
bell is.
Yep. One thing you can do if you do a lot, especially a lot of this kind of work, you can put your grid on the table, right? And actually put a grid on the table where you can see.
Oh, I see.
Or
Yeah.
measure it out so it's absolutely perfect. And
Right.
even then you're going to have to tighten it up by eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So how are you getting that? Oh, you're using the edge of the table. Got it. Got it. All right.
Yeah.
So that's actually the edge of the table falling off.
Right.
Cool. All right. Good way to do it. I would love to see.
Was it too tight at the top though? I mean, the top of the bell is pretty close to that little horizon line.
No, it's not pretty close. It's damn straight on it. That's called that's a tangent.
So
And I was going to
I
say,
should pull it forward a little bit more. So
either pull it forward or bring it up. Let it
the
break.
hardest part was trying to get the shadow, the entire shadow. You know, if I kept adjusting it, I'd lose the shadow, or I'd, lose the tip of the.
I think you're either going to have to lower this down to about there, or bring it up to about there, and let this tip, this shiny part of the tip, let the tip break that horizon.
Yeah, I had a shot like that. I did have that.
Little dimension to it. Yeah. Very cool. In what way?
Considered a tangent too?
What's that?
If it breaks the line, isn't that considered a tangent?
If it breaks the line?
Yeah, if that the top of the bell goes beyond the line.
No. That's, you can break the line. That's not a tangent is where the two lines come together.
Oh, okay.
Top of that bell right at the horizon. That's the tangent where they come.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So lower or above and you're fine.
Okay.
Very good.
Oh, can I make a comment there?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, Judy.
Hi, Arnold.
Were you working on this during daytime?
Yes.
All right, because when I did mine, I had to wait for night, right? Because it's easier to actually preview all the shadows and stuff that you're doing when it's totally dark. So that's all I would say. So if you can accomplish this during totally black, dark environment, it's easier to do these things.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, in my studio, we had skylights, 2 skylights, and we put louvers in them so we could turn the sunlight out.
Yeah.
Because when you're working with strobes in the studio, especially my studio is a big white cove, so it lit everything. You can't see what you're doing until you turn the lights off. It's just, you can see it after the fact because flashes are so powerful. You're shooting at f32, but you can't see it before, so you really got to control that ambient for your vision.
That room's pretty dark, but there are I have some mini blinds on the window, and it does leak a little bit of light in.
Sneak in there.
Yeah.
Yep. And these are Mark Shaw.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Mark. You're just a little off of center here, aren't you?
I wondered about that. I tried, but it was on a boom and it was kind of tricky.
Yep, I think you're just a little. I love the idea of this. God, I love the idea of this. This is so cool. Yeah, you're gonna have to put it on a tripod and put them. Are you on a floor shooting these, or they're on a table?
Table.
Yeah. See, I'm of the age now. I can't work on the floor anymore. It's just, that's not gonna happen. Be on a table, but on the floor, you gotta redo this shot. Okay, this shot is cool. You got something going on here, but man, we gotta line that center one up dead on so that the stem goes right into the center thing. It's the graphics of this, Mark, are so important that we can't leave them to chance. You see this one comes out of the big space here, and then this one comes out into a little space. You see that? That's because you're just ever so much, maybe a 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 inch off center. That'll make the difference. However, all that being said, that's from my perfectionist as a commercial shooter. This is very cool shot and would make a really nice print. the imperfections in it might actually make it more of an art print than a commercial print. So either, you know, a lot of times imperfections make the shot work. Oh yeah, oh that's so hard when you're up that high. So you were like using what, live view?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Helicon Focus. It's got a great live view on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I shot tethered to that.
Okay. I love the light over here. Your 8200 coming down. Great, really great idea. This for an art print, yes. For commercial print, fix it. Then that's up to you. That's up to you. Really cool. Nicely done.
Thanks, Don.
Really, really nicely done. Wow, this is interesting. Craig?
Hey, how are you?
Good. All right. So what's happening here, Craig? We got is that one of those styrofoam dummy?
Yeah, it's a styrofoam mannequin head with false eyelashes on it. So I'm capturing, it's I guess monster lighting, whatever it's called. And it's lighting up the eyelashes so they're bigger on the face.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Halloween, so I did the monster lighting.
Yeah, very cool. That's a cool shot. It's just a visually interesting photograph. And I like it.
Thanks.
Man, can you guys see this as a cover of a book? You know? Okay, if that's a thumbnail this big in Kindle, you're gonna buy the damn thing. You're gonna go like, oh, okay, that's cool. I want to see more about that. Very neat. I mean, I'm very serious when I would say let some authors know you got this shot.
Okay.
Because this could be great for science. And what do they say that science fiction is something like 200 or 300 books a day going up on Amazon, science fiction genre?
That's good.
Like that. Yeah. Nice step. Well, did you do more with this mannequin?
What do you mean?
Did you do any more shots, or was this the shot you saw? This is the one you did?
I probably did like 20 shots, but and I didn't always use the yellow filter or gel. But they're largely the same. Sometimes I had like the head just floating alone, but it didn't create a big shadow of the head above. And so thinking of your assignment, I decided to go with this image.
Yeah, that's cool.
So that I would, because I don't think you were going to get the eyelashes if you were just looking at it on your own.
Love that little rim of light right on the top. I'd grab this head and I'd spend an afternoon shooting this head.
Okay.
Just to have it. And then like I said, find a Facebook group of science fiction folks and let people who write books, science fiction authors, and show them what you got. Now, remember, if it's an indie author, they don't pay much.
Right.
But it's awfully nice to have a book with your book cover with your image on it, because that looks great in your portfolio. And remember, at the beginning, you need a portfolio more than you need the lousy $60. So yeah, very cool, man.
All right, thank you.
Very creepy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, nicely done. All right, we got okay, this is
mine.
Me. I should have known from the bottles.
You should know from the bottles, yes.
Right, so
since they were still on the table.
Yeah, okay, so you're shining one light through the 3 colors.
Mm-hmm.
And then you line the camera right up so we can barely make out that there's more than one bottle here. And then we got the color coming out down here.
Yes.
Very cool. Why did you decide to tilt this so that you could make this triangle here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I enjoy the angles.
Yeah.
We have the angle in the first corner, and then it's just all the angles.
The triangles everywhere in this thing.
Yeah, like triangles and triangles. And I kind of like the idea of the vertical bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. And then we have all the triangles. So I thought it was cool.
you're using a wide angle lens here, which is giving
Yes,
you
16.
really, yeah, we're looking up at the cork. Do you see that, folks? We're looking up at the cork and we're looking down at the bottom of the bottle. That tells us that we're expanding that point of view from the camera. Very cool, Lee. And you're using a 16 and you're shooting Fuji, right?
Fuji, yes.
Fuji, all right. Very good.
The 1680, zoom at 16.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Really good.
Thanks.
Yep. Got an American Eagle here.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Norm. How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Good. You can't tell what it is from here, but you sure can tell what it is from there, from the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What is your light source? We're getting a.
I've got a speed light. It's in a bowl. I had the bowl on because I wanted the barn doors on it. And I discovered tweaking those barn doors can make a big difference in how those shadows look.
I know. It's like they're like so sloppy. They're like these big barn doors, and yet 1/4 of an inch changes everything.
Yeah.
The bowl is giving us the little bit of a softer edge to it. I love how it's really crisp right up here.
Yep.
Very nice. This is and a good composition too. You took us right to the wing, dangerously close to the wing, but dangerously close over here as well. The bird almost rusts out of the frame. You know, it's not being constrained by the frame. That's very cool. And what film and lens, sir?
This is it's Micro Four Thirds, 26 millimeter. Well, it was a zoom at 26, which is about 52 equivalent.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, what I was discovering as I moved the light farther and farther back, the shadow got crisper and crisper. But as I moved it back, I also had to move it up to keep the angle the same. Otherwise, the shadow was getting longer and longer and longer.
Yep.
And so I work in my basement and I don't have a high ceiling. So this was as far back as I could get. So last night when I'm posting the picture and I'm seeing some of the other people, and they got their subject on the floor. And I did one of those, those head crash things. Like I could have put it on the floor and gotten like another 3 or 4 feet of the light farther back. But like I'm too old for thinking about doing stuff on the floor. I guess.
Yeah, I just like, I think this softness really helps the shot. I really do. I think the softness of the bird, of the shadow, reinforces the sharpness of the bird up here. So I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
It turned out very well.
There is a behind the scenes there somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Right underneath it.
Yep. I'm just seeing how many more we have to go here. Checking time. All right. Nice. And behind the scenes, there's our light. Yeah. Good.
The camera's directly straight down. There is in the comments a picture from another angle that I kind of like too, but I picked this one.
Yeah, I like it. Good stuff, sir.
Thanks.
Darn good stuff.
It was fun.
Yes. Well, it's supposed to be fun. That's the key. And this one belongs to Joe Cosentino.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Joe. How are you?
Good.
So what are we shooting here?
Just 8200 straight across. It was a little bit lower in that shot. I tried a couple different angles.
I gotta tell you, Joe, I would have loved to seen these spoons shadows up here.
I've got some with the shadows, but it seems like there's so many pictures done that way. I just tried something different. I did the shadow getting close to the edge on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have them with the shadows up on the back.
This is what the sharp light does here.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very nice.
Yeah. And that one spoon turned into the light.
Yeah. And you even got a nice highlight on it. It's got a nice texture on the bowl. So it makes, well, if that was a glossy bowl, that just would be
right.
Yeah. I like the colors, Joe. You like the colors.
Thanks.
And which lens did you use?
It's well, it's at 40 millimeters. It's 24-70.
Okay. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. I like it. Simple, tasteful.
Thanks.
Yeah, Christina Nolan.
Hello.
Hi, Christina. This is like really cool. It's the brightest thing in the photograph.
Yeah, that's why I picked it. I like that kind of flame effect.
Yeah.
I couldn't get the shape to match no matter where I put the light, the shadows seem to do something weird, but.
What is your light source?
It's just a bare bulb. You can see it in the behind the scenes. So it's just a bedside lamp that clamps on. I put it up on a tripod and then shot from the side.
Got it. Now, did you underexpose it to get that red?
I underexposed it a touch, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just darkened it a smidge in Lightroom. It was between this and another shot that was more clear, but when I looked at it a bit more closely, the focus wasn't as sharp as I wanted it to be. But yeah, okay. I was shooting pretty well anything that moved.
That's really dynamic and fun. As a matter of fact, I would say your shot is here.
Oh, so I should have cropped it there?
I'd crop it. I'd actually crop through the bowl here, through the bulb. So the bulb is totally cropped. And that is just going to bring our eyes back to this, because this is the magic of this photograph. That's so cool. It looks otherworldly when you think about it, because this doesn't look like it has any glow at all. And because you're using a sharp, hard light, the light's hitting it from the side, so we don't have a highlight over here. It really looks like this thing is manufacturing this light down here.
Okay, I'll try cropping it and see how that looks.
Yeah, crop in really nice and tight and see what happens there. Very cool. Nicely done.
Great.
What was your lens?
I had it written down. Hold on. 24-70 at 62.
At 60. Okay.
And the exposure was 1/10 of a second.
Very nice. Good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I'm glad that got in. I'm sorry, everyone. I have to leave. I've got to take my father-in-law for lunch.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
You bet. Take care. Melvin shooting Perrier. Melvin, you here?
Oh, it says he's not here.
Okay, he's not here. All right.
Oh, Don, I actually missed my review because I got here half an hour late.
Yep, I reviewed it.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, watch it later.
Yep, watch the video. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the only thing, Carl, I'd love to see it without the fill so that we get the shadows of those tubes. Think about getting your light and throwing the tube shadow up on the wall. Okay.
You know, in Photoshop, I actually boosted the shadow. So I kind of got rid of the shadows in Photoshop. So I could just turn that back down.
Yeah, but I want to see a shadow on the wall from the tubes.
Oh, okay.
See what I'm saying? Almost like
the opposite way?
an old mystery movie, you know, the thing sitting there, lower your light so then we get the tubes up on the wall behind them kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, I'll try that.
That's a very cool amp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be like a film noir shot.
Yeah, yeah. How is that amp? Are you using it?
I'm not using it anymore. I need like more watts basically. It's only a 6-watt amp, so it's not very powerful.
Yeah,
but it is not, it's good for low volume.
Yeah, cool. Melvin's not here. Melvin's using a sweep here. I like what he's doing with his light over here. Shooting cans with hard light is, you know, against the rules, but yet he's doing it pretty well. I'd be careful with that one right there. I'd be real careful with this one right here. But a lot of products are now giving art directors and photographers the leeway to go ahead and use these shadows. Make it pretty cool. Nicely done, Melvin. Over here. It's got a lot of, well, I was using the reflector from the hardware store. I love that reflector from the hardware store. And that's giving him this. So he's doing this all basically with one light, looks like. Or two.
No, there's two.
Two. Yeah. Cool, Melvin. All right, how did you, what is going on with this one, Jay?
Well, you can see it from the behind the scenes, I think, more so. That it's the bottle and a piece of plexiglass. I used a very small flashlight aimed through the bottle, which we created the shadow coming from behind. So the shadow actually went up the wall a little bit, and then Yana said, "Well, you cropped it. I cropped the top off because
so
what to do with it."
This is a single shot?
Yeah.
This is really cool, Jay.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it looks like a big urn.
Yeah, it looks like a movie poster for something growing out of this thing. It's very weird. It's hard to get a handle on where the horizon is, how it's sitting, why this is going vertical, this is sitting down here. It's just really, really strange.
Yeah, it's a little different. Yeah, I thought it was fascinating. So to see it go through.
A light source here, is that what you're using?
That's it, just this little cheapo flashlight.
And what was your exposure?
Exposure was ISO 320. It was f11, 35 millimeter.
And what was the exposure? F11?
F11.
And
I guess that makes it sharp, at least on the nautical bottle.
But how long? How long was the exposure?
Oh, I think 1/15 of a second.
Well, that's a real powerful little flashlight if you're getting f11 at a 15th at 320 ISO.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, there was light in the room, which also made a difference.
Okay. Wow.
And I did a second one, but I don't see it up in the radar. There's one that I did with lit candles. I sort of made it into the write-up, but it's not there. Okay, yeah, no, I had fun with that. That was I didn't know what was going to happen, so I thought that was very interesting. It shined brightly on the bottles, and the bottles really nicely illuminated.
Yeah,
the shadow is in contrast; it's very soft.
Yeah, it's just the shadow doesn't even look like the same bottle, so it's really, really cool. Or really.
Oh, there's the candles are right there. If you go back one, that one, the shot with the candles in it.
It's in the comments, Don,
It's in the comments.
right there.
Yeah.
That was the other one I did.
Oh, okay. All right, very cool. Really cool.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, very cool. This is Natalie.
Yes. Good evening. Good morning.
Natalia. Good morning, Natalia.
Good
Okay.
morning.
So you're using the sculpture. Boy, look, she's got.
Well, I use a sculpture that my daughter made when she was 14.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Beautiful.
I used one light strobe 1.4. Well, it wasn't continuous. And the snow that you were talking earlier, the one that doesn't have a name, and with the grid on it, and you can see the same effect of the photo the lady posted a little bit earlier. You see on the left on top.
It's doing this. Does it have a grid at the end of it?
Yes, I did have a grid, and I could not figure out where this light is coming in the shade on the left upper corner, but I understood it from the from the grid.
Okay, so if you guys have that snoot, I would highly recommend that you use it on people,
Yep.
Or something very diffuse, because if you use it on anything that's got any kind of shine to it, or right on the edges is where you're going to see that grid start to appear. So be very careful. It might work on food well, it might work on hair lights well, that type of thing. But if it's going to be seen in the photograph, the result of that light, be very, very careful that that grid is not causing you a problem. Doesn't mean
it's the first time I used it, and I thought it's coming from the paper I used, the background, but apparently it's from the grid. So I will know for next time. It's my first time I used it. I just got it. It's a brand new.
Yeah. If you know it's going to give you that grid, you can look for it and you can make sure it's appropriate. So very good.
I know it. Thank you.
And what lens did you use for this?
Well, I use a 50mm lens. Yeah. ISO 125, f-stop 6.3.
Yep, just driving it. I like you just driving that shadow right up the wall there.
Well, I did one before, but I most likely like this one because the shadow is the same height of as the sculpture is.
Yeah.
So I chose this one, but I had another one with a long light, so long shadow.
I like it. I like it.
you.
Very nice. Very, very nice. This is Andrea. Hi, Andrea. How are you?
Hi, Don. Can you hear me this time?
I can. I can.
Oh, finally. Great.
We've got the guitar and the boy, you've got every cymbals hanging here. Got a whole band going on in the shadows.
Yes. Yes, I wanted to have those drums visible in the shadows, but not in the picture.
Yeah. Is this sunlight coming in the window?
No, it's not. It's a flash, a Godot's flash.
Oh, okay.
But it's quite far away, so that's maybe the effect.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You got the stuff here, and you got, see, the farther away you get, the sharper the shadows.
Yes.
That's what happens. And then these drums, these cymbals are probably over here-ish.
They're just right at the end of the picture.
Yeah.
Right to the left. Exactly.
Right. So they're a little bit farther away from the background. That gives them softness. Very cool.
Thank you.
Really interesting photograph to look at. I mean, it's got a lot going on. Is this your room?
What?
Is this your music room?
It's kind of everything room. Many things going on in this room.
Who plays the drums? Who plays the drums? Is that you?
My sons.
Ah, your son. Okay. Tell your son I know how to make $1 million playing drums.
Okay.
Start
with the secret.
Start with 2 million.
Okay, you give them.
That's the same way to make $1 million in photography too, by the way. Start with 2 million. Really, really nice. That's just a great idea.
Thank you.
Great idea, well executed. Love it.
Thank you.
Yes, very much. Asha.
Don.
Hi, Asha. We waited. Look, you've been so patient there. I've seen your pictures right there in the middle of the grid, and you've been so patient. Here we are at the end, and we got Asha. This is really, really cool. Is this sunlight, Asha? Daylight?
No, it's not. It's a flashlight. It's a speedlight.
Oh, wow. There's a nice daylight feel to it. I think probably.
Yeah, the sun decided not to come in today. Or yesterday.
Well, that's Mr. Sun can do that.
Yeah.
It's his universe. We just live in it. I like this. I love the fact we can see the lemon in there. That's really cool. We got the shadow, all these little details you've done. Little details bring the shadow out here and the shadow out here. That's very cool. This is a well-detailed creation. How long did it take you to put everything out there like that? To get it all?
probably 3 or 4 hours because I was playing around with it. But the last part, this part of it, I would say probably around an hour I took. Finally, when I decided on going on this, because I was doing other stuff. I mean, I was just talking at home and I was saying, Don's taught me 2 things. One is to use flash, which I've never used before. I used to use sunlight always.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. And the second thing is I have always shied away from hard light. I did try a couple of times, but I just ran away from it. So that's 2 good things that's happening today for me.
Yeah, because this is a beautiful hard light shot. Your composition is so interesting too, and I want to point this out. She's got this unit totally separated from all the other units. With the exception of this one little guy, you can always have an exception. Everything else is dynamic, cropped, throwing the shadow into here, shadow into here, crop knife. These are coming over. We'll crop the shadow off that. This one is overlying that thing. We've cropped this out. We've cropped that out. So everything else is hooked to something else except this one. And when we look at this picture, I will guarantee you there's nobody here who does not see that as the hero of the shot. Part of it is lighting. Part of it is where it sits, but part of it is composition. Careful composition. The star is always going to be the one that's set apart. You can have everything overlap or you can have everything in its own place. That's fair too, but you can't mix them too well. This little guy back up here is that anomaly. That's fine because it's holding its own between the space here. So this little guy's that's the star of the shot. Now in Photoshop or Lightroom, whichever one you use, I would go in and just lighten up that lemon just a little bit. Get this key in here, just a little bit of dodging in here. Pull this tea up just a little bit because it is getting to be a little bit darker tea down here. And I think it needs to be a little bit brighter. Okay. Yeah, very cool.
Thank you.
Yes. Worth the wait. Worth the wait. Done. That's your
yes.
Where's the flash?
The flash is behind the scrim that you see.
Oh. Oh, okay. So you actually use the scrim at a distance instead of hard
because
light.
it's too hot without that. It is just blowing everything off.
Okay. Very nice. Really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. I've got a question for everybody. Have you played with the new Lightroom or Photoshop? Has anybody downloaded the new Lightroom Photoshop thing? Anyone?
I have.
downloaded it. I
Yes,
haven't used
yes.
it yet.
Definitely have.
Catherine, you got it? Are you having any problems with it?
You know, I find that I think that the new masking tools are awesome, and they I think are like 1 or 2 updates away from being perfect as far as the control. I found sometimes like using the selection brush, it's amazing you can subtract from masks and add to masks using any of the tools. That's just fantastic. But I did find sometimes when adjusting with the brush, it was not, it was like clunky. There were some issues on that when I was trying to get into the tiny details. So I think that that'll get fixed up. But that and the new selection features in Photoshop, which I haven't played around to too much yet, but I watched the seminars on it, and it's looking pretty good. Adobe's really, and with the 3D stuff they're doing now, oh my God.
And they have some cinema presets in Lightroom. I think they're like,
yeah, there's
color
a bunch of presets. Yep.
yeah, for color grading.
The other thing, John, that I just learned for the cell phone now, you know, if you use Lightroom camera, you have options in the with the different cameras you can use and the different settings and how you can use them, and also you get a DNG file on your phone, and then it shows up in all of the cloud, not on Lightroom Classic, but all of the cloud versions of Lightroom. So once you take it, it's already in all of your other Lightroom.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by that. I'm really intrigued by having Photoshop in the clouds so that when I do
Yeah.
travel, you know, like I'm traveling now, I'm in Palm Desert here. I just put an offer down on a $7 million house.
I'm sure you did. Sure you did.
I offered them 237,000. Now it's time for them to counter. You know what I'm saying? I'm waiting for their counter now.
You put in that for that much?
Well, I was hedging my bet. So,
Oh,
all right.
I totally agree.
A lifetime of tabletop classes thrown in.
Yes.
I did see in the new Lightroom, in the metadata, they rearranged it. So the information is now at the top. It's not down at the bottom where it used to be.
Oh, cool.
So
Well,
I couldn't figure that out for
I have not
a while.
downloaded either one because I've been on the road. So when I get home today, I'll download them and play around with them. Looking to find it. Jody, you were going to say something?
I just was going to say that I totally agree with Catherine. She's right on with virtually everything she said. The only thing, I've had a couple of friends run into this. When you're installing the new version of Lightroom, they're redoing your catalog. They back it up and then they redo it. So you can always go back to your old catalog, but people are missing that. And then when they try to use it, it doesn't work. So it's just something to be aware of.
Oh, okay.
Also, the photograph, the date on the photograph that I had said it was done 3 years earlier. So, but at a different date, different time, different month, and a different year. So they were consistent, and that everything was off. I don't know how that happens, but it did.
Just
so you
remember,
might want to notice that.
Remember, Jay, I have a book on Amazon that I published on using small speed lights in 1861.
Is it?
Yeah.
That was one of the first that I
They didn't have. I was the only guy using speed lights in 1861.
The distinction. You were way ahead of your time, though.
Yeah, the speed lights were easy to get. Batteries were really, really hard. All right, guys, have a great one. We'll see you next week.
Very good. Very good.
Bye, bye, everybody.
Take care,
Thank you,
everyone.
Don.
Hold on, Don, question.
Bye.